Hello again. Just a short video today to look at this book I recently purchased at my local thrift store. Here I Stand, which I suppose is the definitive biography of Martin Luther. Roland Bainton is the author, and this one is brought to us by Abingdon-Cokesbury Press. Published in 1950, and I believe this is a first edition. The only dates I see here are the copyright 1950. Don't see any other dating information. And I think the name Abingdon-Cokesbury was only used for a brief time in the 40s up to about 1955, 1954, from what I was able to determine. So that would place this book as being produced prior to 1955. It's a cloth cover, kind of in rough shape, but still intact. There's a signature here, which I assume must be a reproduction of Martin Luther's, maybe his Latinized name, possibly. I don't know enough about what his signature looks like. I paid $2.50 for this book. Here I Stand, A Life of Martin Luther, Roland Bainton. Dedicated to my Catherine von Bora. Of course, a reference to Luther's eventual spouse. A really interesting woodcut here. Some acknowledgments. Table of contents. And really something to whet your appetite. List of illustrations. First of all, the list of illustrations goes on for 3.5 pages, and these are all woodcuts, I believe. And boy, just some of the names let you know you're in for a treat when you read this book. The Pope as an ass playing bagpipes. Don't want to miss that one. Christ the Judge sitting upon the rainbow. Cartoon showing Luther and Hutton bowling against the Pope. Cartoon showing Luther as a 7-headed monster. So a lot of exciting things in store in this book. I've only begun to read it. A chronology of Luther's life. And then each chapter starts with one of these woodcut initials, and there are lots of woodcuts sprinkled throughout. So here already we have an example. This is kind of a Goofus and Gallant kind of scenario. So Goofus underlines in what appears to be purple pen and brown crayon, but Gallant makes little notes in pencil. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. I believe that says Minor Saint, but it's in pencil. And just for fun in this book, I'm going to try taking an eraser to this pencil mark. I don't know how old this pencil mark is. This book is now 70 years old. So I don't know at what point in its life someone made these notes. I'm just going to see. Look at that. Perfect object lesson. You can barely tell it was there. And if I worked that a little more, I'm sure I could get it even more removed. On the other hand, let's see how it does with brown crayon. It's making a dent, but I might have to work all the way through the paper in order to get that completely off. And the purple ink pen is not going anywhere. Not going to harp on the issue, but think about what you're using when you make notations in your books. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. There's some more underlinings. It looks like both Goofus and Gallant gave up their reading, or at least their note-taking in this book after chapter 4, because there are no more marks after chapter 4, and there's only a few up to that point. So, not too bad for a book of this age. More of these terrific woodcuts. The Mass. When I saw him, I fell at his feet as dead. Maybe it says something about my intellectual maturity, but I like a book with pictures. I won't go through every page, but for some odd reason there's one picture in here that's on different paper than the rest, and it's probably a lithograph from Albrecht Dürer, Melancholia. I don't know why that one is on a different type of paper than the rest. Several portraits of Luther throughout. Luther as the evangelist Matthew translating the scriptures. Died of Worms, public peace. Looking forward to reading this book, Luther and Lucifer in League. How about that? So yeah, looking forward to reading this, and maybe I'll give a full report on it when I'm finally done. But just love the presentation of this volume, and except for a few places, the binding is holding pretty well. It looks like at this point losing some structural integrity there, but I think if I treat it kindly, it'll hold up. So here I stand, Roland Bainton, Abingdon-Cokesbury Press, 1950, and I'll give a more complete report on the actual contents of the book once I finish it. Thanks for joining me for this brief look.